What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to talk about Rebellion because, well, that's really where the speculation is at this point. We heard about Rebellion, just a little peep that it might be coming by the end of the year, and with Land 1.5, we don't know the status of that. We don't know the status of Tower Defense. I guess we're just going to pivot hard to Rebellion and start talking about Rebellion. But I've had a lot of conversations that I think have really changed my mind. I posted that video last week about how I'm warming up to the idea of Rebellion in 2023. And one thing that I think could have a lot of value for the ecosystem overall is the fact that Untamed will be completely rotated out. Now, obviously, that's a very obvious fact, but I didn't really think too hard about it until I started talking with a lot of other players who are part of the same class as me. And I call it like the Chaos Legion class. If you've been here anytime, or if you joined, sorry, I should say anytime within the last 2 years, then you're part of that Chaos Legion class, where Chaos Legion was the first major set that you could get into. Because the truth is, at any level, at any league, bronze all the way up to champion, when you start rising the ranks and get to that top of that league, you inevitably run into some of these super meta cards, whether it's the crazy overpowered legendary summoners like Byzantine Kitty, Yoden Zaku, or Scarred Llama Mage, or if you just, run into some of the meta cards up there, whether they were actually untamed core cards, Riftwatcher cards, or the reward cards. Some of those reward cards for Untamed, as you can see here, are still super meta for the game. So, for example, right, Almo Cameo, Robo Dragon Knight, cards like these. So, when thinking through what the implications for this are, well, we're going to get to a point where a lot of the players, and I would say actually a majority of the player base, because this game did increase exponentially from a player base perspective from before Chaos to after. We had a lot of new players come in, like myself, actually a bunch of the other content creators out there, right? I know there's some content creators who were around before, but in this way, a lot of people have been waiting, myself included, for Untamed to rotate out. Now, the first piece of that was getting modern format. And I remember back in 2021, I had told myself, okay, I'm not going to worry about Untamed and before. I am just going to go and start with Chaos Legion onwards. And I can't wait until we get modern format and Rebellion, because at least at that point, I'll be a lot more competitive. That's kind of what I was telling myself as we moved along. Obviously, things have happened with the market. I do feel as though I have a competitive Chaos Legion deck that is able to play in Diamond, sometimes even make it into Champion. Hopefully, once Battle Helpers are removed, I'll see if I can do a little bit better than that as well. But in the future, with Rebellion potentially rotating Untamed out of Modern, I think what we're going to get is a lot of the players like me who feel like they can compete now in the game, that they can actually move forward, be one of the top players. And so I'll give a shout out to Viruses, because I've had multiple conversations with him about this. I think he even talked about it on stream with Walking Keys the other day. But it's not just Virus. There's several other players out there who, again, joined at some point within the last 2 years that are just looking to be more competitive and not have to worry about buying a kitty for one BCX kitty for $220, right? Or having running into Yoden and Llama and all these other cards, Kron. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to reshape the entire competitive landscape in a very good way. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, people are probably going to look at this a cope. A little bit of it is, but the other good part of it is the fact that Chaos Legion is so readily available. We overprinted that pack set, and so there's still almost 3 million packs sitting on the shelf. Or sorry, the secondary market shelf, not the main shelf. So why is that important? Well, because if we do draw in new players at some point between now and, when Rebellion comes out, or post-Rebellion, sometime in 2024, 2025, let's say. Let's keep it to 2024. The good thing is that these players will be able to come and feel like they're competitive. They come in, they can buy the new pack set like all the rest of us, right? Rebellion. But if they want to supplement their cards, they can go in and buy either the packs, which are going for like $1 on the secondary market, or they can go in and buy a lot of these cards for significantly cheaper in the Chaos Legion set. Now, the one area in which they will be limited is the Soulbound reward cards for the Chaos Legion set, although they will start earning those or getting rewarded those until the Rebellion reward cards come out. But I actually like that. That to me is proof of time, right? At the end of the day, yes, you can come in, you can get a majority of the cards, but you won't have access to some of these older cards unless you go in and actually start playing the game to earn them, right? So maybe some people will feel, a little bit strongly about that in the opposite direction. I don't know. But either way, I'm looking at Rebellion. And again, we're talking less than 4 months between now and the end of the year. I'm recording this in early September. So we're talking less than 4 months for the competitive landscape for the game to completely change, where now all of a sudden the powers that be, right, the top players in all of the leagues for modern format, it's going to be redefined, because it's going to be who will go out and buy who's going to max out a Rebellion set, who's going to go out and buy all the meta cards for Rebellion so that they can stay competitive. And then all the new players coming in who buy Rebellion, which of those are going to go in and buy some of the old Chaos Legion cards? And maybe we don't get that, right? Again, Chaos Legion might end up being a lost set for many reasons, but at the end of the day, for the players that we have here who are competitive, who enjoy playing the game, enjoy it for what it is, for the first time, we have Rebellion in sight that will change the entire, the nature of the competitive landscape. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of players who are excited for that, despite everything that's going on with Splinterlands. But, I'm looking forward to that, and I'd love to get your thoughts. So let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about that, if this is something you're looking forward to, modern, format being completely revamped, or if you are, an older player. I know Darkest Night, for example, is dreading the day that he will not be able to use Kitty and Jotun in modern format. But we all knew that this was coming. I think it's just, initially it was going to come sometime in over the summer, right? We thought maybe as early as July. We're getting to a point now where recently we were thinking that it was going to get pushed out even farther. And because I think we got kind of complacent in that thinking, it coming this year all of a sudden became a little bit of a surprise to us. But at the end of the day, despite where the game is at in terms of its overall development and all the other projects, I do think that this will come in and shake up the competitive landscape in a very positive way. But that's just me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.